Good afternoon, everybody. It's Stephen and Paul from WinExtra bringing you your Microsoft Daily Brief for January 21st, 2011. I almost got the 30 in there, the 30.
And you wouldn't mind, but you're slipping up on the date, and I was about to ask you, are you confused about who we were? Because it sounded like you had to think for a minute there about who you were.
I kept going back to, the pre-show, how I said we should never start out the show, doing the Rumble thing. But anyway.
That just sounds so dirty.
No, I know. You're so mean and cruel. But unlike Paul, Xbox Live is not mean and cruel.
No, Xbox Live is piling in to take full advantage of all the troubles that the PlayStation Network is having with hacking and piracy. Even though they're pissing off a few pirates along the way, as we said yesterday, with the Xbox 360 update that has blocked people, using backed up versions of Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2, etc. But obviously Microsoft is looking to take advantage of this, and one way that they're going to capitalize is that between the 28th and the 31st of January, for those of you who do not yet have an Xbox Live Gold subscription, you can play for 4 days. 4 days of 100% free Xbox Gold Live.
Nice.
28th to the 31st. Enjoy it, people!
Yes. Consider that our PSA announcement of the week.
Our PSA for gamers who probably aren't really serious gamers, or they would have Xbox Live.
Speaking of gamers, I just posted this up today. I've got there's a post up with 6 theme packs for Windows 7. And there's the 3 Gears of War theme packs. So if you like
awesome,
that, there's Halo, Alan Wake.
I'm not feeling Alan Wake, but I may drop along and check out your Halo and your Gears.
The Halo one is the Halo Reach art inspired. It's like the drawings.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've got it up right now. Anyway,
put some screenshots up.
We all know how with the Chevron WP jailbreaking for Windows Phone 7, this is going to be a subject Paul and I got to talk about a little bit about. There's a new jailbreaking tool coming, and apparently they don't care what Microsoft or Chevron is doing. They're still putting out their jailbreaking tool.
Yeah, I'm sort of concerned by this, right? This tool is coming out by a developer called Julian Chapman. Now, I've got no problem with people developing jailbreak tools, but I'm sort of left questioning, is it needed or is it required? Now, the article that was written, the CNET article that was written by Josh Lowensohns, I've got a problem with that too, because he talks about Chevron being pulled within days by Microsoft. Yeah. And he really makes it sound as if it was some big, Monty Python foot of evil coming out of the sky and stamping down on them and saying, you cannot do this, bang, right? But that's not what happened. Microsoft never told them to take it down. Microsoft got into discussions with them and explained their plans for official official homebrew app, side loading, and how it was to be handled. They've even flown the guys from Chevron up to Washington in order to have more meetings with them about it. And, so this is an ongoing thing, and it's coming. So what I'm really getting here is that this guy is saying, I'm smarter than the Chevron guys, I'm smarter than Microsoft, and I'm going to go ahead and release my own tool, regardless of the fact that this feature is coming.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
So I'm going to put your phone at risk. I'm going to give you I'm going to exploit a potential security risk. And we don't know if he's using the same way that the Chevron guys were using or not to do this.
Apparently
but that is going to be locked in the next update of Windows Phone 7. I don't know, something about this just doesn't sit right. I can understand releasing it if Microsoft had turned around and said, we're never going to allow jailbreaking. We're never going to do this. But considering Microsoft is actively working on how this is going to be incorporated, and they're actively communicating with the guys who created, the first jailbreak tool and getting ideas from them, etc., so it just doesn't sit right with me,
Anyway, sorry about that, folks. We had a little bit of a minor emergency I had to take care of. Another story that is been going on with Windows Phone 7 is the phantom data leak.
Yeah, we're talking about, from people switching from people who are doing things with their phones that they shouldn't be to your phone doing things that it shouldn't be. And, we've talked about this. We've talked about the, people getting, hundreds and hundreds of megs extra data being used, even when they're on wireless over the course of the month, and how it's running up their bills. And Microsoft investigated, and it came back and they said...
it was a third party.
It was a third-party app, and they said... They never said who it was, but they said we are working with them to fix it, and we have told them how to fix it, and if it doesn't get fixed, we'll try to fix it in an update. And now we have a story coming out of G-Hacks, where they're claiming that it's the HTC hub. Now, they've used a very sort of unscientific method to figure this out. It's basically turn the app on and calculate how much data it should use, and use something to monitor how much data it actually uses. And they figured out then that with the HTC hub live tile turned on, which should use very, very little data, because it was only set to access the weather updates once every 3 hours, that in the course of one night it racked up an extra 18 megs of data, which really can't be very well accounted for. Now, I have one reason why I don't give this story credence, and I have one reason why I do. The reason I don't give it credence is because at no point along the way did we hear that this was only affecting people with HTC phones.
Yeah, but okay, granted we didn't, but maybe nobody's actually sat back and looked at it.
No, there was enough people bitching about it that people would have put two and two together and said, you know what, everybody who's complaining is using a HTC.
Yeah.
But the reason I do give it credence is because this would be a third-party app from one of from Microsoft's partners.
Yes.
And Microsoft were very cagey in saying, well, they didn't announce who it was, just that it was on their way to be fixed. So, we don't know. You know what, folks? The people at G-Hacks have asked this, but we'll ask you this as well. Try it on your phone and let us know. Are you a HTC owner? Are you having this problem as well? If you are, drop us an email at podcast@winextra.com or leave us a voicemail. Just give us a quick phone call at 251-272-9633 and tell us about your problem and your experience with the HTC and data usage, or if it's happening to you on some other model.
Yeah. Now, for those of you that don't care about how much broadband you're going to be using, you're going to love this next one, because apparently there's a new project going on at Microsoft called Roam, which is supposed to bring IPTV streaming to Windows Phone 7.
So it's basically like the service you get on the Xbox 360, but on your Windows Phone 7. Now, I know people with data caps no interest in this, because streaming video, especially if you're going to sit there and watch films.
Yeah,
and
you know what? That's
your bad majorly.
The problem, and I've said this before, there's going to be an awful lot of people out there that are going to get caught off guard by this and are going to be facing some freaking enormous bills.
Oh yeah, and the problem also comes in as well, with how the FCC decided to enforce net neutrality, but
not wireless,
which they failed to do.
Yeah.
But they did nothing then on the wireless networks, which is very, very ridiculous. And side note, did you see that after Verizon and Google made the proposal to the FCC about how it should be regulated, they are now suing the FCC for saying, here's how it should be regulated.
Yeah.
Is that not the most arse-backwards thing ever? And it is a prime example as to why they have to be regulated.
Yes.
Because they cannot be trusted to stick to their words.
No.
Not a single one of the bloody carriers.
That's why this whole Comcast and NBC thing has just got me just worried all the hell what's going to happen. Because up here in Canada, Bell's going after CTV, which is one of our national networks. Rogers owns both a cable network and a television network. So you guys are, oh man, it's going to be scary in the next few years.
Anyway, moving on from carriers who can't be trusted to rumors that really people haven't thought about too well before starting them. Windows 8 to arrive January. We've even got a day.
Yeah, so Monday, January 7th.
January 7th,
Yes.
2013. Okay, first off, Windows 8 will not ship in January. Microsoft learned a lesson with Vista that you do not ship a major new operating system right after everybody's spent all their money at Christmas.
I just put up a post on WinExtra about this, so I'm not going to rehash it all. You just head over there and read it. But basically, what the point I made was that, one, no, they aren't going to ship it in January. No friggin' way in hell. Two, Microsoft normally has a 2.5 year cycle, which means if Windows 8 was a normal Windows, okay, because it's not anymore, but if it was a normal Windows, we would already be starting to get betas.
Betas, yeah.
Okay?
So, okay, when do you predict?
When do I predict? Hang on, let me just so I make sure I don't mess myself up, which I normally do sometimes, but I'll just flip over to the page, and I am suggesting that we'll see an RC in the early spring of 2012.
With an RTM
in late summer, early fall, 2012.
They'll want to be on board for the Christmas rush. That is,
they have to,
you know.
and especially
with this new one, right?
Yes.
Then not only will they want to be on board for the Christmas rush, but they will want to have it out to manufacturers for all the new ARM chips and the whole lot. So it's going to have to happen early, right? So either one of two things are going to happen. We're going to have this for December, November, December, 2012, or it will be a year after that.
Yeah, and I don't see that. Because, see, look, they've already got a whole crap load of work done on this. They know where they're going with it.
Yeah.
Okay? And word is that rumblings I've heard is that we could see betas for this as soon as the summertime.
That'd be awesome.
Okay? Which means that holds true. Summer for beta, and spring for the RC, and fall release.
All right, let's move on because we're running out of time on the show here. To our final rumor of the day. This is an example of reporting that is creatively speculative.
Oh, no shit.
Coming out of the next web is a story that Microsoft have sold, not shipped, sold, okay, 2 million handsets. Okay, they're saying
2 million.
Okay, let's be honest. The title is preface. It is ended with a question.
Yes.
Okay. But basically, the rationale is this, right? That when Microsoft announced they had sold, you notice I keep using the word sold rather than shipped. Yeah. Sold 1.5 million Windows Phone 7 handsets. That the monthly active users on the Facebook app was 200,000. Okay.
Yeah.
So by doing some sort of reverse maths, they figured out that was a ratio of about 6.7 users who actually had the phone. One would use the app. So by taking the numbers that are currently using the Facebook app, which is 220,000, then multiplied it by 6.7 and came up with about 2 million.
It's the new math.
This is, you know what? I wish I could sort of calculate fees for clients or anything using this kind of fuzzy math. It would be awesome. I'd be rich.
Oh yeah, you and me both.
But you know what?
What?
And I hate to knock it at this point, but Microsoft has not. Right? There are not 2 million Windows Phone 7 users out there. The numbers are growing, as we talked about, even though mockingly the numbers were put out by Chitika last week, and it was to mock Microsoft. But even the mocking numbers showing that there's a steady growth, there is a steady increase.
Well, even Deutsche Telekom has come out and said we're more than happy with the way things are going.
Yeah,
you know.
But it's not this phenomenal numbers that iPhone has with
Never
you know
expected it.
years of entrenched marketing and years of entrenched mindsets. You know,
And you know, I honestly never expected it to do that. I expected exactly what we're getting. Good, solid, steady, forward pace.
well, we said that way back when we used the audio weekend shows.
Yeah.
Right back at the beginning. So that's like, 8 months ago.
Yeah.
We said that.
Yeah.
That this would never be a stellar seller in one go. It'd be something that would gradually and gradually and gradually build market share.
Anyway, on that note, folks, it is Friday, so we're going to cut this short right now and wish you a good weekend. This is Stephen. That's Paul. This has been WinExtra's Daily Brief for January 21st, 2011. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Enjoy the weekend.